So what if I told you that you could get the healthiest hair of your entire life in just 3 easy steps? That means 3 products and a couple of sub products, but within those categories. And I have been there and done that, and this method is proven for me personally and my hair. The reason I always say that the products I use are trusted, tried, and proven for me is because this is actually how I repaired my hair. And now that I'm in the maintenance phase, I use the same type of formula, but I just switch around the products. So whether you're in reparative or maintenance, there is something in this video for you, I promise, because I have been through my share of disasters. We're talking from teenage years up until I had a viral virus that caused me extreme shedding. So I've gone through several stages, and this is what works for me. And you don't need 20 steps, a ton of money, and a ton of products. Let's just go through the 3. The first step I would say is have a very good shampoo that suits your specific needs and your specific hair type. When we talk about hair types, there are 3, and it doesn't mean straight, wavy, curly, because I'm sure everybody has a friend or a family member that has, say 2 people have curly hair, but one of them has fine curly hair and one of them has thick, coarse curly hair. How do we figure out our category? Our category of our hair type is fine, medium, or thick and coarse hair. Those are the categories. So my hair has a mixture of, it's probably more on the medium side, but I do have some finer strands which have been switched over from thicker strands because as we get wiser, of course, our hair texture changes. So shampoo for my specific hair type, and also this is really important, guys, for my specific scalp, because as I have gotten wiser and gone through different stages in my life, my scalp has also gotten a lot more sensitive. So for me personally, I cannot use harsh sulfates. Does that mean that sulfates are bad? No, sulfates are cleansing agents, but they're also not all the same. So please do your homework on that. You can actually cleanse the hair without sulfates. That's why there are sulfate shampoos. Does that mean that sulfates are good and bad? They're just cleansing agents, and some are harsher than others. So find your shampoo that is beautiful for your specific hair type and your scalp. So you don't need to spend a fortune here, even if the price tag seems more expensive than a very low-end shampoo. And here's the explanation with the shampoo. Shampoo that is quote-unquote professional, typically what will happen is the better the shampoo, higher grade, or what we distinguish in North America as professional, those products will be a lot more concentrated. So let's take a bottle of a Pureology, a Kevin Murphy, on Australia 11. What will happen is the price tag on the bottle, you'll see the same size bottle, something that's mass produced, right? The same size bottle, one will be $5 and one will be $25. Well, understand this. The one that is the higher end, that has very nutritive ingredients, will typically be a lot more concentrated. So what's the amount that we need? I'm going to use Pureology because it is one of my favorite products of all time. There is a stamp on the bottle. It's actually their logo, and it's about this big. And that actually means that's the amount that you should be using. It is extremely concentrated. So you literally are using a quarter of the amount that you would use from, let's say, the lower end. Why? Because it's concentrated, you don't need a lot, and even when you double shampoo, which leads me into double shampoo and how good products work versus the ones that are not so good. And the ones that are not so good will have a lot of fillers on them that cause a lot of suds and bubbles, like on the first shampoo, and you think, wow, this is lathering, this is amazing. Actually, that is your telltale sign that it's not very good. Your shampoo will lather when there's no more oil on your scalp. When there's oil, it doesn't lather, which means that your shampoo lathers when your hair is clean. On a good professional or very nutritive or just a fabulous product, what will happen is it typically won't lather on the first time because it's wiping out all that oil, and it doesn't have a ton of harsh sulfates, and it doesn't have a ton of those fillers in there. So what will happen is it won't really lather. It's going to wipe away all the oil. You are then going in with the second shampoo, which should be about half the amount of the shampoo we used on the first time. Cut it in half, and then you're going to see a ton of suds and bubbles. So your step one is to get a beautiful shampoo, and again, doesn't have to be expensive, and you don't need a lot of them. You can have a couple of them varying in your bathroom. Right now I only have 2 that I go to. How often we should be washing is super important. You don't want to be stripping the natural oils, so you shampoo when you have oil in there. And I don't mean adding artificial oil and then shampooing it out. I mean, when you've got a lot of good old-fashioned sebum, wash your hair. That's all it means. You can't say once a week or twice a week because it depends on your hair type. When you see oil in there, a little bit of oil is okay, but my sign is a little bit of oil and then the next day it needs to be washed out. I'm not going to take the chance of having issues with my scalp. So that's just your sign to wash your hair when you're starting to produce that oil. And if you are really being harsh with your hair when you're combing it out and you have oil, that is also not very good, because the greasier your hair is, the more the brush will be able to slip through it and pull out more hair. Okay, that's it for number 1. Let's go into your number 2. I'm only going to give you 3 steps to beautiful hair as promised. So number 2 is your conditioner. The sub part, or something you can swap it with, is your deep conditioner or mask, because a deep conditioner is really the same thing as a mask, and of course a conditioner moisturizes the hair. This is imperative whether you're in the reparative phase or the maintenance phase. This will add all the moisture back into your hair. So once you've washed out your roots, your scalp, some of the shampoo of course is falling down your hair in the shower, but we all need to go back in and we need to add the moisture back into our hair. So if you're in the reparative phase, this is when I say swap it out for the deep conditioning mask, or you can do both. And if you're in the maintenance phase, it's okay just to go with a good quality conditioner. I'm going to use the example of Pureology, specifically the Hydrate and the Strength Cure line. I'll put them on the screen here, but these were imperative when I was in the reparative phase, and I can tell you guys that the conditioners are so good that you can even sometimes forego your deep conditioner when you are in the reparative phase, because these are so good. I wouldn't recommend that all the time because I'm serious about repair. So if you're repairing, do of course your deep conditioner. You can do that conditioner and your deep conditioning mask, or you can just go for your deep conditioner. But I'll tell you, if you're in the maintenance phase, these conditioners are so good from great lines like Pureology, Kevin Murphy, Australia 11, number 4. Those are just some of my faves. Joico has some great products as well. So again, condition, you want to put that moisture back in your hair that you lost. Deep condition is going to give you that extra moisture that you need. And everybody, here is another tip: leave that in for a couple of minutes. Don't wash it out quickly, and also don't rub it into your roots. Don't worry about it if some gets on top of your head, you know, like when you're applying it, because I like to split my hair down the middle and apply downwards. I always keep my hair in one direction in the shower, which is very important to avoid tangles if your hair tangles a lot like mine. But nevertheless, very important to do an even application all through the back, and like your mark is really ears down, but sometimes when I have some left over my hands and I touch it here, it's okay. Just don't take a blob and rub it into your roots, because it'll really weigh down your hair and it'll make it super greasy. That's it. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is your leave-in treatment, and of course I'm going to have a subpart here too. Leave-in treatments, I like to really split them up into 2, although they can be 2 separate categories, but for the purpose of this video, I promise you 3 points, and your third point is your leave-in treatment. Your leave-in conditioner is potentially one of the most important components of the hair, because when we condition in the shower, you're also washing it out. So your hair gets that moisture, but you're washing it out. You need to recondition the hair. And in these conditioners, if you get a good quality conditioner, then you're going to get a lot of nutrients in here as well. I actually interviewed a physicist on Crete Island who makes snail secretion infused products, and he had a leave-in spray. I'm going to insert a clip here when I was using it in Crete, and he had a leave-in spray that had snail secretion in it, and it was amazing. And it's affordable. You can find his products online. So that's why I'm really careful about saying, you know, high end. I'd rather use the terms good quality with good ingredients. That made my hair feel just silky smooth, and my scalp very nourished, because of course for leave-ins you put them everywhere. So right now I've been using Pureology for years and years, but again, there are amazing leave-in products depending on where you are in the world. For my leave-ins, I try to stay away from a lot of products that have a lot of like sodium chloride and denatured alcohols. A cetyl alcohol, on the flip side, is a moisturizing alcohol, which is another reason why it's super important to like learn the ingredients, because you can find a product that's not expensive but that has great ingredients in it, right? So I am calling this category a two-part category because we need to moisture our hair from the mids down, but we also want to seal in the moisture with your oil. So your leave-in, which is your part 3, really is your leave-in conditioner, and then it's your oil for your ends. You just want to seal that in. What are our ends and what do they have? Our ends are the oldest part of our hair, and they have holes on the bottom because there's nothing to connect to. So when we've put in our beautiful spray, our leave-in conditioner, we just want to make sure that those ends are beautiful and they're sealed in. We're sealing in all that moisture with a beautiful, I would recommend a light oil, light in texture, but if you also have lighter colored hair, it's also good to stick with a lighter color oil, because like an amber oil, it has been proven, and there's literature on this online, it has been proven to stain lighter hair. So I like to stick with the lighter oils both in texture and color. So for right now, I'm using the elixir from number 4 because it's very concentrated, but it's very light at the same time, and it suits what did we learn? My specific hair type. When somebody gives you their routine, and I know there's a lot of trending routines right now on TikTok and different social media platforms, you have to sit back and think, well, what will this product do for my specific hair type? Because my specific hair type is different from this person's specific hair type rather. So that's why it's really important to learn the ingredients. So to end this video, I'm just going to go through a sample hair wash day routine that is really easy for y'all to implement. I'm not going to go into pre-wash because we're just going to stick to the 3 steps. These are the 3 steps that you need right now to understand that will give you healthy hair. Then you can always add on to these. So you got to shampoo with your shampoo that suits your specific hair type. Do 2 shampoos. Don't use a lot of product. Just make sure your scalp is clean and beautiful, ready to receive your conditioner. So when that's done, you want to condition mid-length to ends, and you do want to leave that in for a few minutes. If you're in the reparative phase, swap that out for a deep conditioner or a mask. And by the way, can you use both? Yes, depending on the product. I use both a lot of the times myself. And I also like doing sometimes the deep conditioner before the mask, just so when your hair is nice and clean, it really will penetrate in there. And it's okay. You can use both products, but if your hair's on the finer side, it may feel a little weighed down. That's just an FYI. And then for our 3rd step, we want to do our leave-in treatments. Our leave-in treatments are, once again, the first spray, your leave-in conditioner, you're spraying it from root to tip, and we're sealing it all in with a beautiful oil. So we're shampooing, we're conditioning, and then we are leaving it in. Shampoo, condition, leave it in. That's all you got to do. Those are your 3 steps forward to getting the healthiest hair of your life. Remember, this routine works for everybody, but the products are up to your specific hair type. Once again, my hair type is medium with some fine strands. You want to try my product recommendations. You will see the links below. There's one product that I do have an affiliation with right now. It is number 4. That is high performance French inspired hair care that's actually made in the United States. So if you want to check out the products, I have a link for them below, and anything you buy, it's a 20% off. Just to be clear, I was using these products and fell in love with them because my stylist was using them on me, and I asked him how I can get the same results at home, and he recommended the products, and they ended up working very well for me and my hair type. If you want to know exactly what I use the Hydrate line. Okay, the two lines that they have are the Volume and the Hydrate. I'm not affiliated with the other brands. I just love them. I love all these brands that I've mentioned for different reasons, and they work specifically on my hair type. Okay, that's it for today's video. If you guys have any inquiries, always welcome below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.